You ever done that trick to your kids? Or your kids ever done it to you? Hey, look at all my cavities. Luckily, that's not how my teeth always look. Only after I eat an Oreo. But if you have sealants, it can help you clean those up quick so those Oreos aren't sticking in there for hours. Keep your cavities down. So, keep the Oreo cavities to a minimum, but it's always a fun trick on your kids. Hi, welcome to today's episode of Kids Town Corner. We're going to answer a question we get all the time. What is a sealant, and can my kids get some sealants?
There's two places where we see most cavities occur in not only kids' mouth but adults' mouth as well, and that's in the grooves on the top of the teeth, and then also down in between the teeth where the toothbrush can't reach. The only way to prevent the cavities that form in between the teeth is with flossing, but there is something that we can do that will help prevent the cavities that form in between in the grooves on the top of the posterior teeth, and that's what a protective sealant is. It's a white material. It goes on the top of the tooth. We apply it to those grooves on the top of the teeth, and it just helps fill those grooves in and seal them off so that the bad stuff that cause cavities can't get in there, and it also makes it easier for the child to clean their teeth at home.
Yeah, I'm sure all of you have had the experience of, your kids, it's about time to go to bed or about time to head to school and it's time to brush their teeth, and what did they just do? Had a bunch of goldfish crackers, an Oreo, or something, and that sticks in their teeth like crazy. You sit there with your toothbrush and you're just scrubbing away and their head's going back and forth. You're like, I'm gonna get that stuff out of there. And it's because those grooves are so deep, they just trap that in there. And some kids have like Grand Canyon deep grooves, like super deep, that even with the best brushing, there's gonna be food particles, bacteria, that combination down there in the very depths of that groove. That's what causes a cavity, and you'll most likely get one. But with that sealant, we'll get that Grand Canyon groove from that to that. And so that's the idea. The cool thing about it is, as Dr. M was saying, is it's a painless procedure. We lightly clean off the tooth, and in a minute here we're going to do a demo of how we do a sealant. But we lightly clean the tooth, we paint the material, shine a light on it, and it takes a minute or so per tooth. So, in 5 minutes you could have your 4 molars sealed. One of the questions we get a lot of is, what teeth do we seal?
Yeah, that's a great question. So again, it's those posterior teeth, the teeth in the back of the mouth. Those are the teeth that have the deep grooves on the top of the teeth. So those are really the only teeth that a sealant helps to protect. So we'll get that all the time. Can't you seal my child's front teeth too? And no, the sealant, in rare cases, is there a groove maybe on the lingual side of a anterior tooth that might benefit from a protective sealant. But therefore, the posterior teeth, the molars in the back. Sealants are effective on both baby teeth and permanent teeth as well. One of the issues that we run into, though, with the baby teeth is insurance companies, very few, if any, will cover the cost of having a sealant placed on a baby tooth. So although sealants are effective at preventing cavities on the top of the baby teeth, we really kind of take it case-by-case scenario. If we have a child that we feel like is at high risk or has already had some cavities develop on the top of some of the baby molars, then we may recommend that that the parent have the other baby molars sealed, knowing that it's going to be all out-of-pocket cost to the parent. But in some cases, that might be beneficial for the parent. But for the permanent teeth, thank goodness, most insurance companies cover having sealants placed on the permanent teeth very well, usually with no out-of-pocket cost to the parents in a lot of cases. So we always like to get those permanent molars sealed as soon as they erupt into the mouth.
Absolutely. Well, this is just one extra thing you can do to just help with prevention. Obviously, it does not take the place of brushing or flossing or minimizing sugar intake or good mouth rinses. Those type of things are still all very important. So once the sealants are on there, your teeth aren't bulletproof. Right. You're still gonna want to do all of those things the same way you were before. It's just gonna be a little extra help for you to just keep that food from packing in there like it used to. So hopefully this has been helpful for you guys today. Maybe we've answered some few questions you've had, or a few questions you've had about dental sealants. Enjoy the little instructional video we'll show here in a minute. And any comments, questions, please leave them below, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks. So we talked about the dental sealants and how those can benefit the deep grooves in your molars, just help you with cavity prevention. So I just wanted to kind of show you with an actual sealant on this model. So you can see here, you know, the deep grooves of this tooth. Okay, and what I'll do is I'll just flow this little white resin material. You'll see it start to come out of the syringe a little bit here, and it will look pretty clear. And it goes into the tooth and it fills in these grooves. And now we would shine a light on there and it makes that harden, but you can see now there are no grooves. It will be just smooth as glass. Versus the other side that hasn't been sealed will have those deep grooves. And with those deep grooves, that's where the food and bacteria can pack in there and cause a cavity for you. So you can see visually what that dental sealant does for your tooth. So there's a little before and after, and it's really as simple as that. There's one thing we do right before we paint the sealant on the tooth that would just be too messy on the model, but there's a little preparation stuff. I call it the blue soap, but it just really cleans the tooth off well. We rinse it off well, we paint this on there, and then we just shine a light on it and it's done. So pretty simple, actually extremely simple, and there you have it.